But yeah, this is basically him talking shit about Ahsoka, because Ahsoka's finally done. The show is over. So, alright, let me just up the volume for you guys. Just go to Masters. Let's lower that. We got no sound. Hold up.
Ahsoka, the fourth.
Ah, shit.
And so we come at last to the season finale of Ahsoka, the fourth Disney Plus show in a row that's apparently gonna save Star Wars. Because the other three were just warm-up acts, you see.
By the way, I'm sure this guy even agrees with me. Ahsoka was at least better than the sequel trilogy, okay? I know, like, it's not hard to not be better than the sequel trilogy, because the sequel trilogy was so shit. You know, if you put a 5-year-old can think of a better Star Wars show and make it better than the sequel trilogy, because the sequel trilogy is just ass.
Ahsoka is where we finally got to see Dave Filoni's creative abilities fully unleashed. And oh boy, what an eye-opening experience it was. If I had to sum up Ahsoka
oh my
in
God,
just one
demonetized.
sentence, I'd say it's a show of missed opportunities. Just like its main villain, it was given every resource and advantage it could possibly ask for, and should have pulled off an easy win, but somehow managed to squander every single one with absolutely zero impact, and yet still smugly acted as if it had come out on top. So fold your arms and paste a blank expression onto your face, because we're going in hard and fast with this one. The basic plotline should be...
I'm gonna break it down, boys. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break down all of his claims. Avatar? What do you mean Avatar? Hey, rest in peace to this guy. He died. Rest in peace. And he was one of the coolest characters in this entire show. Rest in peace to the homie right here. He was a goated ass actor.
Familiar to anyone that watched my previous video, but here goes anyway. Ahsoka is on the tail of a witch named Morgan who plans to use a magical bullshit MacGuffin map to travel to another galaxy using the Eye of Sauron and bring back Grand Admiral Thrawn, who's been stranded there for the past 10 years after the events of Star Wars Rebels. Along the way, she hooks up with a block of wood known as Sabine, who also wants to go to the other galaxy so that she can rescue Ezra Bridger, who got stranded there along with Thrawn.
He's just explaining the story right now, and I understand. I mean, the story seems okay so far. Thrawn's pretty cool. Thrawn, you know, the idea of Thrawn in Star Wars live action is pretty cool. You gotta admit that, you know. I don't know if I completely am like sold on Thrawn right now, but I will tell you, the idea of Thrawn is sick. We have like a new big bad in Star Wars that takes place after Return of the Jedi. Damn, bro, the sequels. It makes me cry about the sequels. Like, the sequels could have been so much better.
Don't worry though, he's less of a character with his own unique drives and motivations, and more of like a piece of furniture that everyone fights over. Oh yeah, and Hera's also there because she was a character in Rebels. Anyway, it all goes wrong when Sabine gives the magical bullshit map to Morgan, and Ahsoka gets her ass kicked by one of the only interesting characters in the entire show. But that's okay, because she then teleports to a magical get-out-of-jail-free card invented by Dave Filoni, and has a hallucination of
I mean, okay, like, I don't know if it's a get out of jail free card when she goes to see Anakin. I mean, you could just say, like, after she fell off the cliff, right? Anakin, like, you know, he's a Force ghost, and, you know, he is, like, he's, like, the father, bro. He's, like, okay, this is, like, total nerd shit. You guys would probably understand. So, you know, okay, all right. We'll see what he says.
Remember Anakin?
Oh, I hate you.
Or maybe he's a Force ghost, or a fragment of Anakin's consciousness, or Ahsoka's memory of him conjured up by her subconscious mind to try to save her life. I don't really know, and I'm willing to bet that Dave Filoni doesn't know either. It's all down to interpretation, you see. The important thing I learned from that whole episode is that it's better to choose to be alive than dead. Also, remember Anakin? Anyway, so then Ahsoka hit.
I'm gonna be honest, like, I will say, like, the more I think about the show, the worse it actually gets. Like, there's some really cool concepts in the show, but, like, and a lot of fan servicey stuff. But, like, he's not even, like, changing my opinion. I've just always thought this, like, the more I think about it, especially this episode too. Like, okay, I don't know, bro. I'm trying to think. I need to ponder on this show. It just finished, bro, so I need to really think about it.
Which is a ride on a
It's good. Like, overall, it's a dub. It's definitely better than Obi-Wan. Definitely better than Mando Season 3. In my opinion, better than Book of Boba Fett.
space whale that takes her across intergalactic space to the exact planet where Thrawn is stranded, because apparently these things travel there on a regular basis.
You serious?
Well, that was lucky, because she would have been kind of fucked otherwise.
She literally, like, communicated through the Force. Did he not see that? She communicated to the whale through the Force, bro. That makes sense.
You know, I've got a few questions about this situation. If the space whales can take you to the exact planet where Thrawn is waiting and back again, then why did Morgan need the Eye of Sauron to get there in the first place? In fact, why did she need the magical bullshit map? Why didn't Thrawn use the space whales to get back to his own galaxy all by himself? I mean, he's supposed to be the smartest guy in the universe or something. You think he would have found a way to make that happen after 10 years? This kind of shit is without doubt Dave Filoni's biggest problem as a writer.
I don't know, this guy's kind of cooking right now, but kind of not, just chilling. What's good, Cursed? Cursed is in here? What's good, Cursed? Remember Anakin? Yeah, unfortunately. Anakin, I have the high ground. It's over. Bro, hey, Monica, can you apologize to Sendru for me? I'm sorry. About calling him adopted? You call him adopted, bro? Nah, hold up. Look. No way you called my boy adopted. Alright, let's continue.
Sir. Well, apart from his complete inability to write interesting dialogue or craft stories that are more than just
No, okay. I think overall the best part of this show was the Balin Skull stuff and Shin Hati.
fetch quests.
That like you could have just given me a show about this. You didn't have to give me a show about Ahsoka. Like, yeah, I understand. Like, we have to learn about Thrawn and stuff, but give me like a whole sideshow. Like, you didn't even have to make us. You could have. I don't know, bro. Like these two characters were much more interesting than anything else in the entire show. Especially Balin, bro. Balin is so interesting. But they kind of just, like, forget about it. I hope they do him justice, bro. Because that is by far the best part of the entire show. Like, you could have, like, honestly not even had them in the show. You could have made, like, an entirely separate movie or show about these two. That's how interesting their characters are.
MacGuffins, or create people who actually make smart decisions, or his borderline fetish for the boring, mediocre character he's trying so hard to insert as the driving force behind the entire Star Wars narrative. No, it's his constant fucking around and retconning of past events and world building to suit the needs of his.
JP, we're talking about this guy's shitting on Ahsoka right now, so that's what we're doing. I'm reacting to it. I need more Balin. He's such an interesting character from first time you see him. Dude, I know, bro. Balin's so badass. He's so cool. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could have given me the entire show about him. You didn't have to put Ahsoka in it. I still would have watched it because that shit was so good.
His own narrow story. It's like he's staying in a hotel room for a couple of days and decided that he now has the right to completely remodel the place because he feels like it. This isn't your job, Dave. You're supposed to work within the rules of the world that George created, not write a whole bunch of new ones just to suit yourself that now affect everyone else.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like Dave is pretty good when it comes to staying within like the Star Wars like universe. Everything makes sense when Dave does it, in my opinion. I don't know what this guy's talking about.
Whatever. So they get to the planet and Sabine gets reunited with Ezra in the most stale, boring, emotionless reunion scene that I've ever witnessed on screen. Wouldn't want to have our characters display genuine human emotion or vulnerability even for...
Yeah, I'll be honest. Sabine was like kind of mid in this show, bro. Like, it's not the actress's fault at all. It's just like the dialogue she was given and everything she was given, bro. Like, I don't know. And then and then we could talk about how she like uses the Force later on, like on the last episode. Oh, it's so bad, bro. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't like Sabine.
For a second, eh? Then Ahsoka shows up and they have a bunch of pointless fight scenes which almost always end in a draw before the plot decides that it's time to wrap this shit up. So Thrawn leaves with the Eye of Sauron.
That is true. Nobody really dies in the show. Not that you need a death. But, like, they always just fight, right? Like, every single time. Like, there's, like, 3 or 4 times where the main bad guys and the main good guys fight each other. And they battle at some point. And, everybody just comes out unscathed. They're all good. I like how you were defending this pile of shit. What do you mean defending this pile of shit? First off, like JP, you can't even judge something that you haven't seen. Yes, you've seen videos, but like, bruh, you can't judge it before you've seen it. You have to see it yourself, bruh. That's what I don't understand.
And these Red Witch ladies turn dead stormtroopers into zombies for some reason, and then Thrawn returns to his
The zombie stuff was cool. Okay, I like that stuff. I liked it, but yeah, I liked it. That was pretty cool.
Galaxy with Ezra on board, and Sabine and Ahsoka are left stranded on the planet in a different galaxy. Because I guess they just kind of forgot that they can hitch a ride on the next pod of space whales that show up. Oh, and Balin teleports into Lord of the Rings so that he can stare at Mount Doom for a while, and the series ends with a final shot of Force Ghost Anakin. Remember Anakin? Actually, I prefer to imagine that it's...
Nah, I gotta be honest. Every single time Hayden was on screen, bro, that's my boy. I don't care. It could be cheap. It could be a cheap trick. Like, you could literally, like, just spam him, just, like, remember Anakin? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, bro. That's the boy, bro. That's him. Sabine had good character development on Rebels, then got butchered because everyone needs to use the Force. It's so dumb to give everyone the Force just because. I agree. I do think everybody can use the Force. Everybody has the ability to use the Force. But, like, you shouldn't just because of it, like, oh, make this character use the Force. Like, it's... Some characters, you know, can just be different, you know? They don't always have to use the Force. Like, she could have been, like, the most badass Mandalorian.
It's really just Hayden Christensen smirking about the whole thing, because he knows that every time Disney makes another shitty Star Wars show, the
Ahsoka,
prequel trilogy goes
Agreed.
up just a little bit higher in everyone's collective memory.
I don't like sand.
Give the man an Oscar. Let's play it again. Give the man an Oscar.
I don't like sand.
What an absolute shit show this was. I mean, I can't say I expected much from it after the first couple of episodes, but Jesus, somehow it found a way to sink even lower. Nothing that happens in this absolute calamity makes any sense, so it's probably...
Everything makes sense, I feel like, in Ahsoka. Like, what doesn't make sense? It's just stupid. That's all. Like, everything makes sense in the context of the universe. Like, there's no rules broken. I don't know, bro. This guy is kind of going on for no reason.
Probably for the best that
Monokage, is this a Mugen stream? Yeah, this is a Mugen stream.
very little actually happens at all. The only thing that's really changed by the end is that the characters have effectively swapped places. Thrawn and
That is
Ezra
true. That is kind of true, actually. Yeah. But at least Ezra's back in the main galaxy. Yay. What if he meets Luke Skywalker? That'd be so cool if Ezra met Luke. Yo, that'd be fire.
are back in their home galaxy, while Sabine and Ahsoka are stranded in the other one.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, at least Ezra's in that galaxy, but Balin is in the other galaxy, bro. And I feel like Balin's cooking. Balin is cooking right now, bro. I smell it. Yep. Yes, sir. I smell it. It smells pretty good. Pretty good.
Nobody really learns anything, or grows, or changes into a better person in the course of the story. Sabine is just as much of a smug, boring arsehole as she was at the beginning, played by an actress who's absolutely determined not to show any emotional range whatsoever.
Ah, smug mode.
Ahsoka is the same bland, humorless, charmless non-entity who walks around extremely slowly, crosses her arms occasionally, and stares at...
Yeah, that is true. Ahsoka, I mean... Yeah, there's definitely there's an argument here to be made that Ahsoka... Where's Ahsoka's clone troopers? There's an argument made that Ahsoka is, like, too flat in this show. She doesn't act like herself. She's not, like... Because Ahsoka is, like, really quippy, and she's kind of funny sometimes. But she's so serious. She's so stone cold the entire show. I mean, she makes a couple jokes, but it's nothing like... Not like Clone Wars. It's not like a Clone Wars Ahsoka, for sure.
Things with great deliberation, only to spout the most simplistic and obvious dialogue that would make a 12-year-old fanfiction writer cringe. She supposedly goes through some kind of spiritual reawakening about the midpoint of the season, but really the only change that comes about is that she's dressed in different clothes afterwards. Fucking hell, remember when character development was a thing? Ezra barely even qualifies as a character, he's just there to do whatever the others tell him to. He happily goes along with every plan, has absolutely no agency or independent thoughts, and never questions anything. In other words, he's a perfect male hero for any modern Disney Star Wars production.
I like Ezra, bro. I don't care what anybody says. Ezra's a badass. Ezra's him. I just don't understand, like, since the sequels are so bad, now I'm so curious to know what happened to Ezra. Does he die? I feel like he's gonna die, bro. I feel like Ezra's gonna die soon. Because obviously, like, a lot of characters need to die off before the sequels. Like, where's Ahsoka? Where's Ezra? Where are all these characters, bro? Did they all just die? I don't know. Tell me, sequels. You tell me.
Damn, man, I can't imagine how crushingly disappointing it must have been for Rebels fans to finally see Ezra and Sabine reunited after 10 years, and all they get is, hey, how's it going? This is not how human beings are supposed to act. And the thing is, there's a ton of stuff you could have done with these characters if you were a half-decent writer.
Nah, like, if you just gave them their whole show, bro, it'd be so fire. Oh my god.
Could have been genuinely tempted by the power of the dark side, just like her former master, struggling to keep anger and vengeance from getting the better of her, especially after losing a battle against Balin and almost dying in the process. Or maybe she's getting older now, and she's very conscious that she's no longer a Jedi at her full potential, but she has to rally herself to go on this one last desperate mission. It would also help to explain why she's so fucking slow during the fight scenes. I mean, it's not exactly—
Yeah, the choreography is pretty shit. That is true. Especially compared to the prequels, bro. The choreography is complete garbage. And Ahsoka should be able to, like, move around just like the prequels, bro. That is true. That's another L for this show, is the choreography is pretty shit. Unfortunately.
Exactly original, but it's something at least.
And oh my god, and the lightsabers, bro. Like, oh my god, just give us, like, lightsabers are not baseball bats, bro. They slice through people. Like, stop giving me this shit where you cut them on the surface.
Slow during the fight scenes.
It's so annoying, bro. Exactly just give me the real shit. Like, nah, like, cut these stormtroopers in half, bro. Give me the real shit. This is Star Wars, okay? Stop being this is Disney-fied Star Wars right here. So notice how none of them have lost their limbs because lightsabers apparently can't cut through things anymore. Oh my god, bro. Just cut people in half. This is the perfect time too because they're all zombies. They all become zombies. So right here would have been the perfect time to use the decapitation, bro. All that shit. Head off the freaking soldier and then the head comes back to life. That'd be crazy.
Something at least. Sabine could have been a hot-headed, impulsive wildcard who tries to do everything by herself and fails disastrously, and slowly has to learn to trust and cooperate with others. The show gives us little hints of this kind of character with dialogue, but then it shows us the exact opposite, and it creates this weird disconnect. Ezra could have been a driven, intense warrior after spending 10 years fighting to survive on a hostile planet. He might even have been angry that Sabine risked the fate of the entire galaxy just to come after him, when he literally sacrificed everything to stop Thrawn once already. I mean, God forbid you have a male character that shows just a tiny bit of backbone. On that subject, actually, it's nice to see the classic Disney two-tier morality system at play in this show.
So Bailey,
like,
thank you.
Sabine literally gives up the only thing that could stop Thrawn from returning and launch—
Power Rangers is even worse choreography. Okay, but that's like a kid's shit. That's like kids' show, bro. Star Wars is a multi-billion-dollar property, and I would expect it to have good fight scenes with lightsabers. The lightsaber is the most iconic fucking item in all movie history, bro.
Launching a genocidal war against the entire galaxy, all to save one man that she personally cares about. It wouldn't be particularly hard to argue that her actions were morally reprehensible, and every subsequent death in the Star Wars universe is completely her responsibility, but she's never once called out on her selfish bullshit. It's just totally hand-waved away as a justified and completely acceptable decision. Or how about when Hera disobeys direct orders from superior officers and launches an unsanctioned mission into enemy territory that gets several people killed, and then falsifies official instructions to cover her own arse.
And you protected the New Republic by ignoring direct orders.
No, I protected the New Republic by ignoring you.
She gets nothing but a wink wink, I know what you did and I'm totally cool with it from Mon Mothma, whereas Poe Dameron did the exact same thing in TLJ, but actually accomplished a lot more than Hera, and got a slap in the face and an instant demotion for his trouble.
Stop reminding me of the sequels, bro. Stop reminding me. Hey, Monaco, what's your favorite Jedi? My favorite Jedi is Anakin Skywalker, bro. He's him. And then after that is Luke Skywalker. I think those characters are so cool. Hey, little bro, can you not do that to my my monitor? Thanks. Yo, Monaco, did you watch AOT? Yeah, I watched AOT. I watched AOT.
But yeah, sure, I guess stuff like this is okay when a woman does it. Wouldn't want to hold them accountable for their own actions or anything, would we? I said before that Ahsoka is a show of missed opportunities, and no character personifies this problem more than Thrawn himself. A villain that's been built up relentlessly as the Thanos of the Star Wars.
Favorite Sith besides Vader? Oh shit. Darth Maul. Maul is so fucking cool. I'm honestly hella boring, but I think those characters are so fascinating. I think Maul is sick.
Wars universe, but when he actually waddles onto the screen in his cheap, badly fitting uniform and beer gut, he's about as intimidating as a fucking plush
Why
toy.
Maul?
He can
Because his story, bro. His story is so badass. He starts out like as a Sith, training under fucking Palpatine, finding out what Palpatine wants to do, bro. His whole plan, and then boom, Obi-Wan cuts him in half. Boom, dead. Nah, so you thought. Boy survived, okay? Goes crazy on a planet. All you can think about is Kenobi. Boom. He gets fixed. He gets found, okay? And then he tries to spread awareness and tell everybody what's his name's gonna do? Palpatine. And so he has to kill Anakin Skywalker. But then boom, he fights fucking Ahsoka. And then he tries to tell Ahsoka, hey yo, join me. But the key to all this is Anakin Skywalker. We have to kill Anakin Skywalker together. Ahsoka's like, nah, bro, that's my master. Boom, they fight, and it's so fucking badass. I haven't seen all of Clone Wars. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, in Clone Wars, that's where Maul gets all of his hype for sure. He's in Rebels too, but he he's cool in Rebels. Nothing crazy though.
Consistently makes terrible tactical decisions, squanders his vastly superior forces by feeding them piecemeal into the battle, withdraws for no reason when he's got the heroes dead to rights on multiple occasions, and constantly delays his escape to give them time to catch up to him. His entire presence in this show is nothing but a constant stream of blunders and costly defeats, but he somehow acts like he's some grand strategist who always intended for it.
You know, I'll be honest, yeah, Thrawn was pretty stupid, you know. You didn't really make Thrawn is supposed to be like a Thanos level threat for Star Wars, right? But like they didn't really do a good job making him like super menacing. Like when I watched Infinity War for the first time and every single time Thanos was on screen, I was like, "Oh fuck, bro. What is this dude about to do? He's crazy. He's wild." Nah, dude, when it comes to Thrawn, like he's cool, like yeah, like you know, you got him the cool factor, but like it's not like menacing enough. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be hella smart, but like you do be making a lot of stupid ass mistakes in this show. I would have to say Dooku for me because his story is really cool and I love how he used dude, Dooku's up there, bro. Dooku's probably number 3 for me. Yeah, his story is crazy. It's so sad how he tried to invite Obi-Wan and tell him to join his cause. All he wanted to do was talk to Qui-Gon, bro. He just wants to talk to Qui-Gon.
To play out this way. As Little Platoon so rightly pointed out, he's a stupid person's idea of what a smart person should be, doing incredibly dumb things hidden behind a thin veneer of cool, composed intellectualism. Personally though, I think he's a perfect metaphor for your average Hollywood screenwriter, someone who constantly manages to fail upwards, spinning every flop and disaster into a subtly orchestrated victory, and deluded into believing their own hype by years of echo chamber isolation. And I know this is a purely aesthetic thing, but Jesus, even the fight scenes look like absolute dog shit. Almost nobody.
Yeah,
can
I agree.
move or
I
fight
agree.
with
I
anything
agree. I think the choreography was pretty shit. I think the show looked relatively good. You know, I feel like there was nothing like look cheap about it. You know, it looks like definitely a Star Wars level show budget. It didn't look that bad. Like not like some of the other shows. I thought Book of Boba Fett looked like shit. This looks pretty good. It looked pretty good.
Incompetence, and Rosario Dawson is probably the worst offender. She's only 44, but she moves like a 60-year-old, slow and stiff and uncoordinated. You can tell how hard she's having.
I don't think that's her fault though. I don't really think that's her fault. They just don't do enough choreography training. It's just the choreographer that's just doing this. I don't think anybody's slow here. Everybody's like in prime age. You know? I mean, Mace Windu, Samuel L. Jackson was pretty old. Look at fucking, what's his name? The guy who played Dooku, what's his name? No. I forget his name. But yeah, he was hella old, bro. And he was still swinging that shit around. So I don't want to hear any age excuse. It's just choreography. That's all it is.
to work just to keep up with the basic fight choreography, and it's made even worse when she's matched up against actors who actually know what they're doing.
Dooku went crazy. He was like 80 for real, and he was fighting like that. That's crazy.
Hayden Christensen runs rings around her, and you can tell he's having to do the bulk of the
Oh,
work.
look at that shit. No. Hayden's good though. Hayden's goated. All right, he's hyping up Hayden right here. He's basically saying that she can't keep up.
Hayden Christensen runs rings around her, and you can tell he's having to do the bulk of the work just to make the fight look halfway interesting.
Look at how slow he's going though. Look at that. Look at the dude. He's doing the hit he just did. I'm gonna show you guys one more time.
Rings around her, and you can tell he's having
He's doing the Battlefront 2 attack. He's like like he's like stepping up
to do the bulk of the work just to make the fight look halfway interesting. Diana.
Dude, the way he walked up looked like a Battlefront 2 Star Wars attack. Like in the prequels, everything like flowed. Like he was like taking steps, and they were like swinging that shit around like crazy.
Inasato's a martial arts expert, and even though she's more than a decade older, she's so much faster and more coordinated that it's almost embarrassing watching them square off. All of this stuff, the stupidity masquerading as intelligence, the gaping plot holes, the world-breaking new technology and plot devices, the lazy and simplistic fight scenes, the complete lack of emotional chemistry, the glacially slow pace, and
yeah, I will say I didn't really feel any chemistry between Sabine and Ezra. But I haven't seen Rebels all the way through though.
the shameless exploitation of characters and events from far more competent productions all adds up to a show that's just as shitty and forgettable as everything else that Disney Lucasfilm have made. Ahsoka...
Nah, dude, because Mando was good. Mando was some good-ass Star Wars, bro. You can't shit on everything Disney's done.
Is a show for people who like the idea of Star Wars rather than the reality. People whose collective memory and understanding of the world that George Lucas created extends roughly as far back as the last forgettable Star Wars TV show sharted out onto Disney+. People who'll clap and cheer and cry like complete idiots at the appearance of something vaguely familiar without pausing for even a second to question why it's there or what the point of it is. It's a perfect example.
I mean, a lot of this makes sense, though. Like, what doesn't make sense about this, though? Like, the story makes sense. It's just it's stupid. There's stupid characters. Like, everything, he keeps talking about why nothing makes sense.
Last forgettable Star Wars TV show sharted out onto Disney+. People who'll clap and cheer and cry like complete idiots at the appearance of something vaguely familiar
Just because it's familiar doesn't mean it's bad. It makes sense why it's there.
Without pausing for even a second to question why it's there or what the point of it is. It's a perfect example of the old red letter media meme.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
And now
Listen, buddy, I don't appreciate the way you're talking about Ahsoka right now, okay? It's not shit. It's not shit, alright?
it has been consumed, the people who pretended to love it with such wild hysteria will forget about it just as quickly as every other shitty Star Wars show that's come and gone over the past few years. And maybe that's the idea. Maybe these are the kind of brain-dead simpletons that Disney want to cultivate as fans now. People that will accept any old slop that you serve up because they've lost the ability or the will to expect anything better. And if so, fuck it, they're welcome to it because I don't give a shit anymore. Star Wars is dead and Dave Filoni did not bring it back.
I mean, I don't think Dave, brought it back. I mean, in order to bring Star Wars back, you honestly have to just go somewhere else, bro. You have to go to the Old Republic, or just fast forward 1,000 to 2,000 years in the Star Wars universe. That's the only way. If you want Star Wars to be as good as it was back in the prequel trilogy and back in the OG trilogy, you've already damaged the sequel area too much. Leave the OG characters alone. Go somewhere else. But it has to be good. That's the thing. It has to be good.
Anyway, that's all I've got for today.
I guess that was the end of the video. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta go somewhere else, Disney. I mean, you definitely finish up the storylines you've already created, which is unfortunate. You shouldn't have created anything. You should have just, instead of making all these shows, you probably should have just went to the Old Republic after they knew they damaged the sequel area.